Hi, I'm Jeannie Fang, and I'm here at Anatara Golden Triangle in Thailand with John Roberts, who is the Group Director of Sustainability and Conservation at Minor Hotels. And today we're going to be talking about the sustainability initiatives across Minor's portfolio properties on Insider Travel Report.
Good
John,
morning.
good morning. Thank you for being here with me today. It's such a dream to be here at Onatara Golden Triangle, and I can't wait to see the elephant camp, which you guys are known for.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about how that project began and how it's looking today?
It began a very long time ago in 2003. We opened this hotel and we had all of this land out here. And before I got involved, actually, they decided they wanted elephants. So we set off by renting elephants just as a way to make use of the land and to basically be a USP for the hotel. But then after a couple of years, we realized we could do a lot more because there were elephants begging on the streets. There were elephants in all sorts of trouble in Bangkok and all over Thailand. So we then changed the way we did things and we stopped renting elephants from the government and we set up a foundation specifically to bring elephants from the streets and give them a home. Now, 20 years later, the world has changed a little bit. There's not that specific problem anymore because the government has cracked down on it and there are other things for elephants to do. So now we focus on making sure, of course, the elephants here are comfortable and well looked after. We did take in a few more during COVID who were in need of help. And then work on raising funds so we can look after elephants in the wild. So we have 3 wild elephant projects, one in Khao Yai National Park, one in Salak Pra National Park, and our own 18,000 hectares of wild forest in Cambodia.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's great to hear that the government has cracked down on that. Which leads me to my next question. Are there any like misconceptions that you want to address about elephant tourism?
I mean, straight into it. I mean, there's good and there's bad and everything else. I think the major misconception is that if that many people have that elephant tourism is a bad thing, and if it disappeared already, if we just stopped supporting it, then the problem of elephants in captivity would go away. Whereas the reality is, while tourism is driving some more breeding of elephants and is driving some more elephants into captivity because they're breeding them, the tradition of breeding elephants and keeping them in captivity in Thailand is 4,000 years old. Even during COVID, when there were no tourists, people who've been looking after elephants in their family for 4,000 years were breeding elephants. So tourism isn't the only evil. I think it can be. Actually, the camp I went to yesterday, it can. The guy says quite cleverly, it's a tool. It can be used as a tool to look after elephants well, to help modernize the tradition, and in my opinion, to get us into a point where we can start reducing the tradition because we don't need 3,800 elephants in captivity.
Yeah.
And because we have these elephants, we need to have tourism or something like that to look after them. If we could, we can use tourism to first bring income and a comfortable life to the elephants that were in captivity, and then raise our voice and say, okay, let's try and reduce that number.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I love what you guys are doing there. In terms of sustainability, how do you educate or inspire guests to be more conservation conscious, whether that is through activities, amenities, or anything that you offer at your portfolio properties?
I think the majority of things that we do, it's through activities. We do stuff behind the scenes. We have PV solar on this hotel. Not that it helps much in the rain, and
Yeah.
biogas and everything else. And we work on the amenities and all those other things. But when it comes to guest interactions, it's very much through the conservation projects that we do, whether it be taking them out for guided snorkels and coral planting
Oh.
in the Maldives, or actually now in just starting up in Seychelles.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the elephants here in Desaru in Malaysia. People can go out for a mangrove tour, or they can go out and see the wild elephants there. So it's all very much on that side of things rather than being preachy, preachy, preachy.
Yes.
Now, I would rather, and I'm trying to get it to happen, that we did talk a little bit more about where we have this. I'm pointing at the solar panels,
Oh,
but where we
okay.
have solar panels, so guests actually have that peace of mind as well.
Yeah.
But rather than be preachy, preachy, we prefer to do it right, and then when it comes to the conservation and the green side of things, we can do it through fun educational activities.
Yeah, that's great that you're inspiring them through like actually hands-on experiences.
Yeah.
That's great. Are there any like recent or upcoming sustainability initiatives that you're super excited about?
Well, I tell you the real, because I'm a wildlife guy, really.
Okay.
The really exciting one for me within Minor portfolio is, well, it's twofold, but it's based on Zambia and Zimbabwe,
Ooh,
obviously in southern Africa.
yeah.
In Zimbabwe, we have just last December took over management of a hotel called the Stanley and Livingston,
Okay.
and that hotel has its own private game reserve,
Ooh.
which is fenced, which is something I don't know about because in East Africa with Eloana, we're working in national parks which are unfenced, and of course here in Thailand, our national parks are unfenced. But it's a
Oh.
massive, massive area, and it's for conservation, and it's a dedicated rhino preservation area by the Zimbabwean government.
Yeah.
And it's been the previous managers did a good job, but they lacked resources, so we're just about working on pumping some resources into it. Doing some genetic work on the rhinos, so moving some of our bulls, and I've moved elephants for my sins, but I've never moved rhinos, and thankfully a real
Wow.
expert will be in charge.
Yeah.
But moving bulls around, moving females, so we have genetic diversity properly done, and then also restocking with other animals to make sure that the vegetation, the ecological balance there is right. And the reason we have to have it fenced is there are poachers outside, so we also have anti-poaching guys. So that's really exciting. Then really, really exciting because I'm really love the wild. Is Kafui Tented Camp in Zambia, which is being built now, should open sometime later this year,
Yeah.
and I think that's a 13 or 14 ultra luxury tent in the biggest inside one of Africa, not just Zambia's
Yeah.
largest national parks. And that's an African parks managed park. So there's really good scientific management going on there as well. So I'm really looking forward to getting involved and seeing how we can help that.
Ooh, that sounds fun. And how do you like measure I guess the success of these initiatives?
Measuring that, well, let's start with the easy answer.
Yeah.
But measuring the success of the behind the scenes stuff, which we measure and report, the PV solar and everything else,
Yeah.
everything is recorded. Everything is recorded, reported to the nth degree. So that's really nice. We have central computer systems we're building that we can get these things from across the portfolio.
Yeah.
Measuring the success of the conservation issues, to
Or
be
the
honest,
impact, I guess.
well, all of it. To be honest, we haven't found a universal metric
Yeah,
that's good
right.
enough yet.
Yeah.
So we tend to look for improvements. We tend to choose something that's, to be honest, because we've been running them for a while, also working well. So be it number of turtles hatched, but then number of turtles hatched on certain beach or whatever protected,
Yeah.
number of IUCN Red List species, so species that are considered from near threatened to critically endangered, how many that we know we're looking after, species count wise.
Yeah.
We have started doing what are called baseline biodiversity assessments in certain places, mainly underwater, because we have marine biologists in the Maldives and around in Sri Lanka, in Seychelles, and these guys are really skilled, so they know how to do that. So we're doing so there. Once we have those in place, then we can start to count how species go up and down on our reef, what species are there, which species leave. Um, Above ground, we tend to focus. We're looking for things to count, but there's no single
Yeah.
metric.
Right.
And focusing on larger numbers year on year, which as a publicly listed company, that's how we tend to think,
Yeah.
is something that I want to try and steer not away from, but it's somehow because the amount of effort that goes on when we talk about Zimbabwe and the anti-poaching, and also our 18,000 hectares in Cambodia, where we also have anti-poaching rangers working, the sheer effort and investment that goes on just holding the status quo is something else. So it's we look at a number of metrics, and where things are going down, where we're in trouble, we're honest about it, and where things are going up, we talk about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, especially like when you have so many different types of unique initiatives, it's
Yeah.
probably like different metrics for
Yeah.
each. Um, and so, what type of travelers do you are you seeing come to minor hotels today, especially on Antara Golden Triangle? and have their motivations or values shifted in recent years?
I mean, for minor hotels, we run the gamut. So different travels. Obviously, we've got the NH hotels in Europe, which are a lot of business. So
Okay.
every single sort of traveler. But I
Yeah.
also think we're not quite seeing it at the percentages that you see in the reports of how many people are prepared to pay more for sustainability and everything else.
Gotcha.
But of course, more and more people are thinking that way. We haven't managed to yet turn it into a price driver, if you see what I mean.
Gotcha.
But people, we have you'll probably get one. Hopefully, you get one when you leave. We have our guests departure survey for Anantara and Avani. And we have a question in there about efforts to reduce single-use plastic and our efforts to increase biodiversity. And if we anywhere someone, say a hotel general manager somewhere, sneaks in some plastic bottles or plastic amenities, we get told pretty quickly. So that people are being aware of those things. They're looking at the indicators, which is quite nice. But I think Anantara, I mean, this was the second Anantara, and it had an elephant conservation thing in the jungle attached. Right. So Anantara has always been conservation. The guests for Anantara have always been conservation experience focused. And the Anantaras that turn up in the cities are kind of the outliers, if you like, but they're always, because of I hate to use the phrase DNA, but everybody uses it. So because the first in Hua Hin, second here were very experiential, were very conservation, were very green, even before we knew what green meant. Anantara has always tended to be that sort of hotel. So we've always attracted the guests who are interested in experiences, be it conservation or community or experiences that do better for the world around us. So that hasn't really changed. We've just managed to maintain it.
Very, very nice. And is there anything else you want to tell our 127,000 travel advisors about any of the minor portfolios or sustainability in general?
Well, blimey, 127,000. Now that gets intimidating. No, well, I just say thank you very much for supporting us. If anybody has any ideas, you can always contact me. We will keep doing what we do behind the scenes, and hopefully in the front that'll benefit the front of the side of things. So benefit the planet, but also benefit the experiences, benefit what guests can do and how they can get in touch with their environment, our local communities, and all the other moving parts that make a hotel successful, but able to actually help the area around it as well.
Gotcha. And where can our travel advisors find more information on how to get involved?
Well, for the elephants, we're www.helpingelephants.org. Anantara itself, the website on has information as well on individual hotels, and then there are sections being built on the new minorhotels.com, which is our always has been our overarching plan, but is now publicly facing. So take a check, have a look at minorhotels.com.
Awesome, we'll do that. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me, John, and I'm Jeannie Fang with Insider Travel Report.